Siddaramaiah has hit back and said that word does not mean until it makes somebody's world better. So a full-blown social media war is going on. A war of insinuations and hidden messaging is going on between the Chief Minister and the Deputy Chief Minister. Now, these are social media wars that are meant for their supporters, meant for the public at large. But here's the ground reality. And ultimately, whatever decision the Congress High Command is forced to take or takes or does not take has to be reflective of the ground reality. And the reality is this: Siddaramaiah is arguably the tallest backward class leader in the state currently, cutting across party lines. In stature, there is no backward class leader who matches his stature in North Karnataka, South Karnataka, Central Karnataka, all the regions of the state. More importantly, he also has a support of the majority of the MLAs. There are 135 MLAs. At best, at its very best, DK probably has the support of no more than 50 MLAs. So the question is, how can there be the leader of a legislature party if the MLAs, a majority of the MLAs, are not with him or her? So then the question is, what does the High Command do? What does it choose? Does it allow Siddaramaiah to continue, given the ground reality? Or does it change midway through the term, midway through this course, and appoint DK Shivkumar and possibly look at rebellion by the grand old man of Karnataka Congress, which is Siddaramaiah? But first, I want to play a series of reactions, because right now the option that the Congress High Command seems to be taking is option 3, which is just to kick the can down the road, not address the elephant in the room, and hope that the problem will blow away.
There will be a meeting.
See, whatever decision High Command takes, I will follow.
My reaction is nothing. For us, party is more important than everything. I am not claiming anything right now. Whatever the party, in the interest of the best interest of the party, we will all work together and see that the success of our party is more important than individual things.
मैं इन सबको बुला के चर्चा करता हूं। उस चर्चे में राहुल गांधी भी रहेंगे और मेरे हमारे दूसरे मेंबर्स भी रहेंगे, सीएम भी रहेंगे और हमारे डिप्टी चीफ मिनिस्टर रहेंगे। तो इन सबको बुला के चर्चा करने के बाद निर्णय होगा। हमारी पूरे हाईकमांड की टीम बैठ के चर्चा करके निर्णय लेगी।
Meanwhile, a full-blown social media war is going on between the top two in the Karnataka government, the Chief Minister and the Deputy Chief Minister. Started earlier today with DK Shivkumar putting out this pretty cryptic post. This was the first post that was put out, where he says word power is world power. Now, his claim continuously has been that the High Command has given him their word that he will be given the Chief Minister's post after 2.5 years. Now, DK Shivkumar denied sharing the post and even went on to call the post fake. But what has raised eyebrows is that the post is still there on his social media account. But then Siddaramaiah went on to respond to that. We'll get to that in 1 second. Now, what is DK trying to hint at? Keeping one's word is the greatest strength in the world, he says. He also goes on to say that I am a staunch congressman. My number is 140. The party is looking after my interests. Now, 140 is, of course, the total number of Congress MLAs. Whether or not he has the support of a majority of them, that is still up in question. Where there is effort, there is fruit, he goes on to say. And in response to that, just a couple of hours ago, Siddaramaiah has responded to that. This is what he has said, this whole wordplay that's going on. Our word to Karnataka is not a slogan. It means the world to us. Of course, he was referring to the free bus rides for women, which he claims has gone past 600 crore free bus rides for women. But again, the play around our word to Karnataka is not a slogan, it means the world. In response, directly maybe not, but certainly indirectly, in response to the Deputy Chief Minister's rather cryptic post earlier today, word power is world power. How can you have a situation where the top two in the government are playing this game of shadow boxing? But now we have exclusively accessed details of DK Shivkumar's strategy, his sort of one final roll of the dice, if it were, to try and get the top job. And that is to unseat Siddaramaiah. DKS is playing his trump card. He's reportedly told Mr. Kharge, the High Command, that if he is made Chief Minister, then Mr. Kharge's son, Priyank Kharge, can get to be one of the Deputy Chief Ministers. So this is the sort of ultimate roll of the dice that DK Shivkumar seems to have made. A top Congress source has revealed to CNN News 18 that DK Shivkumar has conveyed to Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge that if he is made Chief Minister, then he can make Mr. Kharge's son, who currently is the IT and BT Minister in the Karnataka government, Priyank Kharge, as one of the Deputy Chief Ministers, along with Satish Jarkiholy, who will be another Deputy Chief Minister. But Vivek Narayan, Managing Editor of our Southern Channels, is now joining us. Vivek, so this seems to be sort of a last roll of the dice by DK Shivkumar. Tell us what else you're picking up on this front.
Exactly, Zaka, all gloves are off now. DK has taken his Brahmastra, his ace of spades, and given Mallikarjun Kharge a kind of deal which he might find difficult to accept, or maybe even say no. His own son being made a Deputy Chief Minister, quite tempting perhaps. But now if the details are out, it might be difficult for him to accept that also. But this is what DK wants. His patience is running thin. He says, I'll make your son a Deputy Chief Minister. I'll have another Deputy Chief Minister who will be from the other communities. I'll make sure there are 4 Deputy Chief Ministers. I'm ready for almost anything. He said he's ready to placate anyone with any position. The only position that he doesn't want to give up is the Chief Minister's position. And that he says that his patience is running thin. And he was given what he says in off-record conversations as a gentleman's promise by 6 men sitting in a room. So that effectively rules out Sonia Gandhi. So probably K.C. Venugopal, Surjewala, we would had Rahul Gandhi and others would have been in that room. And K.C. Venugopal probably would have promised him that about 2.5 years back. But going ahead, as we see, it seems that Siddaramaiah is going nowhere. He's all set to beat Devraj Aras's famous record of 7 years and 7 months as the Chief Minister of Karnataka. His MLAs, his ministers are firmly with him. Remember, it was at a Network 18 event, as a News 18 event, that he had said that I am not going anywhere. Not just now, in the forthcoming, in 2028 also, I will be the Chief Minister. So both sides are brazen. Both sides are ready for the big fight. They are not giving it up. This being the latest formula that DK has flipped is kind of surprising to perhaps Siddaramaiah camp. They will see whether the senior leadership, whether the AICC leadership will fall for it. But at the end of the day, you know, jiske paas number wahi Sikandar. That seems to be the formula of DK Shivkumar, of Siddaramaiah, of the 135 MLAs. Clearly 80 plus are with Siddaramaiah, and there are 20 in Karnataka politics. They are called as high command MLAs. They are neither with DK Shivkumar or with Siddaramaiah. They are high command MLAs. There are these 20 floaters who can go to either these sides. So when it finally comes to the number game, Siddaramaiah clearly has the upper hand.
All right, Vivek, we'll leave it at that. Thank you very much. Vivek Narayan, Managing Editor of our Southern Channels. Thank you. Okay, so the top brass, will it accept this whole plan? Of course, DK, this is, as I said, a last roll of his dice. He wants the Chief Minister's post. He's made no bones about it. He's absolutely going for the jugular on this one. If he gets the Chief Minister's post, remember he's a Vokaliga leader because that is one of the 2 big communities. The other big community happens to be Lingayat. So he's offering another Deputy Chief Minister's post for MB Patil, again, the Industries Minister, their senior leader who comes from North Karnataka. But the icing on the cake, and this is where perhaps he's playing to Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge's weak point, as it were, to offer Priyank Kharge, his son, who's currently the IT Minister, a Deputy Chief Minister's post. He happens to be from the SC Dalit community. And then you have another one for Satish Jarkiholy, ST Dalit community. And of course, the Speaker, Mr. Parameshwara, who used to be the Home Minister, the Speaker's post for him. So is there some kind of a recurring pattern here from Rajasthan between Sachin Pilot and Ashok Gehlot, in Madhya Pradesh between Jyotiraditya Scindia and Kamal Nath? Now the latest seems to be Karnataka, DK Shivkumar and Siddaramaiah. Let me now go across to somebody who was formerly with the Congress, now with the BJP for the last few years, and perhaps was also the victim of such treatment by the Congress High Command. Jaiveer Shergill is now joining us. Jaiveer, thank you very much. I will get to this pattern in 1 second, but I want your thoughts specifically on what's going on in Karnataka. You have a chief minister who is arguably a big leader, a backward class leader, who wants to continue till the next election. And you have a deputy chief minister who's saying, and consistently he's saying, that the High Command gave me word that after 2.5 years, you'll be made Chief Minister. Today, he put out a tweet saying, word is bigger than the world. I mean, he's basically throwing the gauntlet at the High Command saying, keep your word.
Zaka, thank you for having me on your show. I think the one line, a poetic line, which Mr. D.K. Shivkumar is now repeatedly saying to Mr. Rahul Gandhi is, "Kya hua tera wada, wo kasam wo irada. Kya hua tera wada, wo kasam wo irada." Now, 3-4 points, having spent a considerable time in the Congress. Let me be very upfront. Rahul Gandhi is a scriptwriter, choreographer, producer and director of this Nataka in Karnataka. Now, what is being witnessed in Karnataka is the exact replay of Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan, where Mr. Rahul Gandhi and his team of Darbaris have misled, misguided and misrepresented their own party people. Today, it is sad to see that a house of cards has more unity than the Congress party. The tragedy is, after loss of 95 elections under Mr. Rahul Gandhi's leadership, after what happened in Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, now in Karnataka, one thing is clear, that neither the voter nor the Congress own party men trust Mr. Rahul Gandhi and his word. Similar episodes have happened in Haryana as well, and any congressman can tell you. And lastly, Zaka, the famous idiom is, when two elephants fight, it's only the grass underneath which gets impacted. It is the people of Karnataka which voted for stability, for clarity, for consistency. Today, instead, they are getting chaos, confusion, all engineered by Mr. Rahul Gandhi and his team. People of Karnataka deserve much better.
Tell me, Jayaveer, I mean, even in Punjab, there was one point where Captain Amrinder Singh and Navjot Sidhu couldn't see eye to eye. Then it was between Mr. Sidhu and Mr. Channi. Even in Haryana, you said, between Mr. Hooda and Ms. Selja. Now, either the High Command is doing this by design because they always want to prop up two people so that, there's always some degree of instability and therefore nobody questions the High Command. Either it is a pattern, as you said, or they simply don't have control. I mean, and I guess control is also a factor of how many elections you win, how many states you're in power. Today, Congress is in power only in 3 states.
No, it is by design. Where there is a will, there is a way. Mr. Rahul Gandhi is doing this deliberately because by trait and by character, he does not believe in cementing foundation. He believes in breaking pillars. I'm going to repeat that. He does not believe in cementing the foundation. He believes in breaking the pillars of the infrastructure in the building called the Congress party. Mr. Rahul Gandhi, when he wants to have his way, he bulldozes his way. He wanted Captain Amrinder Singh, a popular leader, to be changed. He orchestrated a dissent and made it happen. Mr. Rahul Gandhi did not want a young leader in Rajasthan to be a challenger, because he has a certain popularity. He did not let that happen. Mr. Rahul Gandhi misled in Chhattisgarh because at that juncture, the only interest of Congress High Command and the Darbari is to grab power at somehow, to ensure that there are no capable people, to ensure that there are no challenges. And this is what it is happening today. The truth of the matter is, as I always say, Mr. Rahul Gandhi is the alone general of an army which has guns pointed towards his own soldiers rather than the opponent.
Okay, Jayaveer, we'll leave it at that. Thank you very much for joining us and putting that very succinctly for our viewers. Thank you very much indeed for your time and perspective. Thank you. All right, let's open this up to our face-off tonight. Charu Pragya, spokesperson of the BJP, here in our studios. Sanket Yanagi, political analyst, is also joining us. So, Charu Pragya, the Congress is also saying, why should we learn lessons from the BJP? Because after all, BJP, only 2 people decide who's the Chief Minister. I mean, Chief Minister of Rajasthan was decided like that. Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, there was a 15-year Chief Minister. You changed him. At least in our party, there is democracy. There is intra-party democracy. We fight. Ultimately, there is some democratic ideal going on in our party.
It's ironic the kind of statements the Congress party makes when caught with their hand in the cookie jar, Zaka. Because Bharatiya Janata Party is a party of utmost discipline. It is a party which is dedicated to serving the people of this country in whatever capacity the people choose them for. But Congress, Now, this story is not unique to Karnataka alone. What is happening in Karnataka has happened in every single state, either before every election or sometimes even after elections. Punjab, there was Sidduji versus Channiji. There was Huddaji versus Shailjaji in Haryana. There was Sukhvinder Sukhu and Pratibha Singh in Himachal Pradesh. There was T.S. Singh Deo and Bhupesh Baghel in Chhattisgarh. Gehlot and pilots fight in Rajasthan. Sindhya ji and Kamal Nath ji in Madhya Pradesh, whichever state you pick, and now the recent one is Karnataka. The situation of the Congress party seems to be the same, and they are collapsing by themselves. And they
No,
collapse.
so that's what I asked Jaivir also. Either the
Yeah.
High Command is doing this by design because they would like to keep the pot boiling when
No,
there
I
are
don't
two
think
people
so.
fighting,
I don't
or
think
they
it's
don't
by
have
design.
control. But
No.
in this case in Karnataka, and I'll go to Sanket also in just one second, but in this case, the unique difference is, compared to, let's say, Madhya Pradesh or other states where this has happened, is BJP can't do Operation Kamala because, you know, the majority of MLAs are with Siddaramaiah, and two, it's not like you're welcoming DKS with open arms, are you? And there are principally only two political players, parties in Karnataka. There's BJP or there's Congress. JDS is too small. He's not going to go to JDS.
So, Zaka, you know, the narrative that BJP has something to do is entirely wrong, because Congress doesn't need anybody for their own destruction. They are more than enough for their own destruction, and we've seen that in Rajasthan as well. It's not about the government falling. It's about the fact that they wash their dirty linen in public time and time again. And you look at the kind of governance they have provided to the people of Karnataka. Every day there is news coming out of the state which is sometimes laughable, sometimes pathetic. The most recent one being the purchase of sweeping trucks for 613 crore. 613 crore on rent for 7 years, where they could have afforded to just buy those 46 odd sweepers for 50 odd crores. This is the kind of governance they do. What else is going to happen? They will implode.
Yanagi, the point, sir, is, and I've been asking this since yesterday, this is a repeated pattern in the Congress party. In Rajasthan between Sachin Pilot and Ashok Gehlot, in Chhattisgarh between Mr. Baghel and Mr. Deo, in Madhya Pradesh between Jyotiradittya Scindia and Kamal Nath. I mean, clearly the High Command either is, you know, incompetent in dealing with this kind of a messy situation, or they're doing this by design. They want to keep the pot boiling. They want two people to fight against each other.
No,
so
it's neither of the two, Zaka. Excuse me, it's neither of the two. And sorry, I'm interrupting. It's because they're just not interested. They couldn't care. The word apathy, it applies to Congress top leadership.
Sanket Yanagi.
First of all, the Congress want to prove somehow, by disguise, that there is still a democracy in that party, number one. That they still allow the fight to happen. They still allow the people to speak. But by that, they are destroying themselves. They do not understand this basic thing. But in BJP, there are only two people who can control the entire country's democracy there. And they call it democracy, though it's almost like a dictatorship. So in a state ruled by the BJP, there will not be any decision taken by the state leadership. There will not be the state high command. It is only those two people who decide as to who should be the chief minister in that state. Any other's opinion will not be considered. And their decision would be final and accepted wholeheartedly by anyone. And there will not, even though there is an objection, they will not be able to speak out. Because that is
publicly, it's better than not speaking out publicly, Sanket.
No.
This public dirty linen washing, you think that's better off than not having intra-party democracy?
Let's also speak a bit about their democracy.
Let me give 1 minute, please. 1 minute. Those who have dissented against certain activities in the BJP, like Ishwarappa, he has been reduced to zero. He has been targeted. He was finished almost politically. This is what is the situation there. So nobody want to voice out. I'm not justifying an action of the Congress here, but I'm only saying where there is a democracy, these things are happening, but something more is happening in Karnataka, which is not fruitful, which is not acceptable to the development of the state.
See,
and
that is exactly the point. Nobody has a problem with these leaders fighting it out behind closed doors, intra-party democracy, all that is fine. But that's not what is happening here. Look at the tweets that the CM and the Deputy CM have put in.
Can I just add something? So, you know, I've heard time and time again about this so-called democracy in the Congress party. Let me give you an example of your president, Kharge ji. So, you claim to have democracy, but every time Kharge ji speaks, he says, I am president today only thanks to Sonia ji, only thanks to Rahul ji, and I have not heard a third name from his mouth. Every time he stands up to speak, he first says, I am president thanks to Sonia ji. What democracy are you talking about?
I mean, in your party also, everybody who gets some post says, says thanks to the Prime Minister, thanks to Mr. Amit Shah, thanks to Mr. Nadda. I mean, that though is part of politics.
No,
But tell me,
there is
one
absolutely
second.
no comparison there.
Tell me this all of the stuff this Twitter shadow boxing that's going on between the CM and the Deputy CM. I mean, at least the people of the state don't deserve this. I mean, what is the CM trying to tell the Deputy CM? What is the Deputy CM trying to tell the High Command? Word is better than world. What does that even mean? I mean, he's trying to convey to the High Command that, boss, keep your word. So if the High Command doesn't keep its word, then he's basically telling the people of Karnataka that they're a bunch of liars. Sanket.
First of all, there is still a doubt as to whether the word has been given by anyone. If so,
it's on his Twitter handle. It is still there.
One minute. High Command is not clarifying anything. I don't know its conspicuous silence on part of the High Command not intervening in this matter. Either the High Command is not in a position to keep its words if it has given, or it has not given any word, or it is trying to maintain the pot boiling, or whether the High Command wants to see that who is powerful exactly with the numbers, or whether the
Sir, but if they've not given their word, they should come out and say that who made this commitment to DK. DK tells everybody who cares to listen that he was assured that after 2.5 years he'll be made Chief Minister. Who made this assurance?
See, that is what is the point. Mr. D.K. Shivakumar is also not clarifying who made the promise, number one, who has assured it, number two, and before whose presence it was made. It is only something is going on. We cannot say that all is not fine here. But there may be some reason. What is that promise? We are not aware. What is that promise? Nobody is revealing. It's okay, be that as it may. But my point here is something else. See, when there is a generation shift in any party, these things are quite common and obvious. But in BJP, what they have intelligently done is, they have constituted some Margdarshak Mandal, hope you are aware of, wherein 60 plus or 75 plus people, they have been pushed to that
debate on BJP or in the instability that unfortunately the people of Karnataka are facing?
Finish your point. What are you trying to say? That if in the BJP they want to retire somebody, they just put him in the Margdarshak Mandal? That's your point?
No, they would sit in the pillion riding place, and they would be guiding the next generation. That is happening in the BJP now. So
maybe Congress also should start a Margdarshak Mandal and put Siddaramaiah in a Margdarshak Mandal.
That is not happening in Congress. Those who have been enjoying the power since decades and decades still want to continue with the power, and they don't want to give any opportunity to the newcomer or to the person.
Final word, and then I'll go to the next topic after this.
So the thing is, first of all, the debate is on Congress, and the drama that is unfolding has been unfolding constantly since you formed your government in Karnataka. It's barely been any time at all, and we see this fighting. Listen, if you don't want us to talk about it, don't wash your dirty linen in front of us. You're the ones who started this tweet fest, pointing fingers at each other in public. Obviously, we're going to discuss it, and we're discussing it because we're concerned about the people of Karnataka, because like I said, you're misusing public funds, you're passing laws which are entirely not in favor of maintaining the social fabric of the state, and lastly, I don't know what you're doing. You're just fleecing money, you're trying to make sure that everybody just claims power from each other, and then you don't want to discuss it. You're talking about our Margdarshan Mandal. Listen, you can't compare to our discipline even 1%. You have lost out in Bihar because you are not ready to face your own reality.
Okay. Charu will stay on with us for the next debate. Sanket, we'll do this. I mean, I'm sure this Karnataka and Karnataka is not getting over anytime soon. I'm sure we will invite you in future programs as well. Thank you very much. I want to move to the second topic, which is an equally pressing one. A political firestorm is raging across Bengal, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh also after a series of deaths of these BLOs, block level officers, including allegations that these were suicide. In Bhind, in Madhya Pradesh, a BLO suffered a heart attack en route to S.I.R. duty. His family is now alleging there was undue pressure. Another BLO in Betul was rushed to the AIIMS hospital in Bhopal, again in serious condition. But the fight is most fierce in West Bengal, where the TMC continues to target poll panel over the recent BLO deaths. The BJP has hit back, alleging that in Bengal, doctors are being forced to declare natural deaths as suicides. Let's listen to some quick political reactions, and then we'll go across to our guests.
गुजरात में जो बीएलओ मर गया उसके लिए कौन जिम्मेदारी है? राजस्थान में जो मर गया तो बीजेपी गवर्नमेंट है. मध्य प्रदेश में जो मर गया, क्या जरूरत था इतना जल्दी इसको ऐसा करना? सबको अधिकार छीन लेता है और बीजेपी को बोलता है जेल में डाल देगा. बीएलओ को बोलता है जेल में डाल देंगे. आपको नकड़ी खा लेंगे। आपका नकड़ी कितना दिन रहेगा, पहले आप बचाओ। लोकतंत्र रहेगा लेकिन आप लोग नहीं रहेगा।
उसको जो करना है उसको करने दीजिए। वो पश्चिम बंगाल बीजेपी को मिटाकर तो दिखा दे पहले, उसका बाद तो पूरा हिंदुस्तान को बीजेपी को चुनौती देंगे। अरे SIR बंद कर दीजिए पश्चिम बंगाल में, ईडी सीबीआई के दरवाजे पे ताला लगा दीजिए, तब भी ममता बनर्जी पश्चिम बंगाल की सत्ता से इस बार जा रही है।
All right, Charu Pragya, spokesperson of the BJP, Tausif Rahman, spokesperson of the TMC, joining us. So, Charu, the allegation by Mamata Banerjee is that there are 3 BLOs in West Bengal who've died by suicide. There are 2 instances that have come to light in Madhya Pradesh, one in Rajasthan, one in Kerala, one in Gujarat. The allegation by the opposition is all of these people are committing suicide because of excess pressure that's being brought on them.
So the way Mamata Banerjee has literally been threatening public order, she has openly been threatening public order, is not befitting any chief minister in the state. In fact, she is downright calling for anarchy. She says that if you try and do anything constitutionally or legally in my state, there will be anarchy. And she's proud of these kind of statements. As for what is happening in West Bengal, I don't need to remind our viewers that that is the state which has seen maximum political massacres, deaths, rapes, all kinds of gory violence, and this chief minister has never said anything that's made any kind of sense. So I'm sorry, what's happening in West Bengal needs to be looked at with a red lens, because here is the chief minister perfectly happy with blood, with bloodied politics.
Tausif, you know, the S.I.R. exercise is a constitutionally mandated exercise. The Supreme Court, while hearing the Bihar matter, said even the court cannot stop the EC from conducting the S.I.R. And a couple of days back, Mamata Banerjee says, if they touch Bengal, then I will shake up the whole country. Isn't that an incitement?
Good evening. See, people can come on national television or your show and can start the blame game. That's absolutely fine, because we follow the constitution. We don't just give some goons coming here and talking so much with reference or something whatsoever. The problem is that we are not opposing any process. However, if any legitimate vote name is removed, we will take constitutional fight against S.I.R. and the Zamindars of BJP all the way to Delhi. I mean, you tell me something. Absolutely, the CM of West Bengal is absolutely right. This is not the way to fight and win election. If you want to kill the democracy and win election, that's totally different. But the election commission will regret one day. The last voter rectification started in 2001 and ended in 2004. It took 3 years to complete, Zaka. People are dying and they are scared seeing what happened in Bihar, and yet you are calling it constitutional. The exercise which takes years to complete, the EC wants to complete in 2 months. Bihar was a failure, but BJP...
No, how was it a failure? 65 lakh names got deleted in Bihar, 7.42 crore voters, of which 68% voted. An overwhelming number voted. It was the highest voter turnout in more than 20 years.
The only problem is that whenever we speak about Bihar, not you, but the BJP will stand and jump and say that the Supreme Court kyun nahi gaya? They don't have money to eat. Kahan se jayenge ye log Supreme Court? Bengal doesn't even share border with Myanmar, Zaka. I mean, you just see the selective and divisive politics. There are some more than 6 states who share border with Bangladesh, but no S.I.R. there. 36 people dead in Bengal, but the BJP leaders are saying if they don't like the job, agar aapko pasand nahi hai, to aap mar jaiye. But aapko ye karna padega. And absolutely,
but tell me, Mr. Rahman, we had information earlier this week. My colleague in Kolkata broke this information from the ECI that in Bengal, preliminarily, 10 lakh voters' names have been deleted, of which 6.5 lakh people were those who were deceased. A large majority, 65%, was those who had died. Should that not happen? Why should dead people have a vote? Somebody else is voting in their name.
We are not stopping that. We are not concerned about Bangladeshi and Rohingyas. Let me tell you, if someone is dead, of course the voters can be deleted, name can be deleted. But you tell me a strategy. How come the BJP people know exactly numbers? Kitne logo ka naam kab jayega? Around 1 crore 10 lakh, 1 crore 20 lakh, 1 crore 30 lakh.
No. Okay, 1 second. Can I come in, please?
Hand in hand with election.
Charu, one valid question which a lot of opposition parties are asking is, why do you have to do this whole exercise in 1 month? I mean, UP is voting in 2027. Why should the enumeration happen now? Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan are voting in the end of 2028. Why should the enumeration happen now? And that too within 1 month.
So, Zaka, I request you to give me sufficient time to answer this. One, a similar exercise was carried out in Bengal. The opposition had a whole month to complain legitimately, officially. None of them filed any complaint. So, it's very easy to cry in front of the media and from behind the safety of a podium. But when it comes to actually filing a complaint, they filed none. Let's not forget that. Also, I'll tell you, this so-called staged BLO walk, the BLO march that TMC was talking about, when checked, every single person in this walk was a TMC Karyakarta, every single person. It was a stage drama, it was not BLOs. Another very important thing, why they do not want S.I.R. Murshidabad, TMC workers have even fired petrol bombs on BSF workers. That is how much support they want to give Bangladeshis. I'll give you also statements and names of TMC MLAs and leaders. Khokan Das openly says, if you come from Bangladesh and you are a supporter of our party, we'll help you get a fake ID.
Charu, tell me
no,
this.
but Zaka, tell me the justification of this. There are, you know, Ratna Biswas, Zakir Da, openly
I'll also draw Tawseef's attention to, you know, a report again my colleague filed from Hakimpur on the border with Bangladesh, where many people there were now fleeing after this S.I.R. exercise started saying we are from Bangladesh. They're fleeing back to Bangladesh. Now, anyway, but what I want to come back to this BLO issue. Now, this is what an average BLO has to do on an average day. On average, every booth has 1,000 voters. There are 300 households, which roughly constitute about 1,000 voters, if you say 3 members per family. They've got a 30-day timeline from November 4th till December 4th. By December 4th, they have to conclude the entire enumeration of these forms. 2 times. The BLO has to visit every single home 2 times. One to give the form, the other to collect the form. And then the form has to be uploaded online. So, which basically means every BLO has to visit at least 20 households every single day for 1 month if they have to upload everybody in that booth. Now, why, again, I'm coming back to that point. Why do you want to squeeze this whole exercise in 1 month? What is the pressing hurry? Even in Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, the elections are not before April, May. Charu.
So, Zaka, see, the S.I.R. exercise is not happening in West Bengal alone. It has happened in 2002-2003. It was carried out extensively across the country, and at that point of time, they were in power. They came back. I mean, they came to power after the S.I.R. exercise. Another thing is they keep talking about 65 lakh names. All these names have been published for the public to see in the Supreme Court also. It's there on the Election Commission website. Why are you not reading that? Why are you spreading this false narrative? And out of these 65 so-called disenfranchised people, I have not even seen 65, Zaka, 65. But this is the Congress story. TMC story is far worse and far bloodier. Like I said, they support illegal infiltration. They support bloody politics. They are actually shooting and firing on cops and BSF.
Other than Hakim, I mentioned Hakimpur. But can I also remind? No, I can also remind the TMC spokesperson of what happened in Sandesh Khali. Again, our reporter went to the ground. Numerous instances, even local people there who are supporters of TMC are saying that there are people from Bangladesh who've come here, living here for the last 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. They even have Aadhaar card, voter ID card, all kinds of cards. And now they're all fleeing back to Bangladesh.
They have a rate list to their ID cards, the fake ID cards they give out.
Tawseef.
No, Zaka, I totally respect whatever you're saying. And if there is a Bangladeshi or a Myanmar, they have to go back. We are not Amit Shah. We are not incompetent that we cannot stop the border and BSF. But there's a problem that there's a fake video circulating. Interpreters are crossing borders and going back to Bangladesh. Nani ke ghar aaye the, Zaka. I mean, this whole process seems like a sham.
No, but Tawseef, once again, Aadhaar cards, ration cards, voter ID cards are not given by the BSF, no? Agreed, the BSF may not be, doing a great job trying to stop them, but once they come and they've been living in Bengal for the last 15, 20 years, who gives them all these cards?
Exactly. So who gave them all these cards? Aadhaar card kiske under? Election Commission ke under? Who gives them voter ID? Election Commission? Who is responsible for border? Amit Shah. So why don't you say that haan se galti hui hai, we are incompetent, we cannot control the border as we couldn't control Pahalgam, Pulwama and other terror attacks.
So if there is now an exercise to weed out these people, why are you opposed to it? If there is now an exercise to weed out these people, why are you opposed to it?
Sir, I am not opposing S.I.R. I am opposing the intention and the kind of behavior Election Commission is playing with Bhajpa. It is as simple as that.
Okay.
The government came up with Aadhaar card, aapka adhikar, right? Still the government failed brutally to come up with a number and find out the infiltrators. And what are you going to do with the infiltrators? And you tell me, how many infiltrators have you calculated till date?
Okay. We got to leave it at that. Thank you very much, Tausif Rahman, Charu Pragya, for joining us. We'll see how this plays out. I suspect the heat on the S.I.R. is only going to increase in the next few days and weeks in the run-up to the Bengal elections. Is former Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan dead? Well, rumours have been swirling on social media that the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf Supremo, the former Prime Minister, was mysteriously killed in the Adiala jail where he's currently housed. This comes even as thousands of PTI supporters also gathered outside the Adiala jail in Rawalpindi and raised slogans against his arrest. Notably, this is not the first time such rumours have spread across social media, as Imran Khan remains under confinement. But his close aides, his family members have confirmed to CNN News 18 that these are mere rumours and that Imran Khan is alive. But they've also alleged that his three sisters have been barred from meeting Imran Khan in at least over 3 weeks now. And this, they say, goes against the court's orders, and this, they say, is being done at the behest of the state and the behest of the army. Now, a letter accessed by CNN News 18 from the prison attempted to allay some of the concerns around Imran Khan's health, his well-being, his fitness, in the face of some of these unverified reports that are spreading around on social media platforms. Jail officials in Adiala jail say that Imran Khan is under proper care and there's been no incident threatening his safety. In response, Imran Khan's party has also demanded urgent access for his family members to him inside the jail. The party submitted an official list of representatives to the jail superintendent. They've also called on the local government there to arrange meetings without any delay. CNN News 18 Security Affairs editor Manoj Gupta spoke with Imran Khan's sister, Alima Khan. She's one of the closest family members. This is what Alima Khan had to say. And one of the things that is concerning for the family is they have not been allowed to meet Imran Khan for the last 3 weeks.
Why is Imran Khan being denied basic constitutional right during protests?
You see, he's been isolated for at least 6 weeks. My sister was allowed to meet him on 2 Tuesdays because Tuesday is family and lawyers meeting day. That's been stipulated by the courts. So basically, they are in contempt of court on everything. There is no our justice system is, I would say, collapsed, completely collapsed. I don't think the judges. There are excellent judges. They have been sort of their autonomy has been basically withdrawn, or maybe they have passed a couple of amendments in the Constitution, which has made our courts completely ineffective. That's the 26th Amendment and the 27th Amendment. And the 27th Amendment is basically person-specific. A few people are giving themselves complete immunity from law. That's for Pakistanis. I think we are dealing with a shocking situation, and it's like a reality check for all of us.
All right, that's a big statement that she's made. The family was allowed to visit him last 6 weeks ago, so they don't quite know what his status right now is. Sushant Sareen, senior fellow of the Observer Research Foundation, joins us. We just spoke to Imran Khan's sister, Alima Khan, who's alleging that the Pakistani authorities are not giving any information about Mr. Khan's health and that they've not been allowed to meet him for the last month plus. They're also telling her that he's alive, but the onus on his medical condition, his fitness, his health condition has to be on the jail authorities. I want to know from you, where is this whole story coming from about, the rumors around his death? It's not the first time it's happened. Does this put pressure on the incumbent dispensation, whether it's Asim Munir, Shahbaz Sharif, to come clean and show to the world that there's nothing wrong with Imran Khan?
Well, not really. He's not been much of a monkey in the sense that, the way the Pakistani state has clamped down on the opposition, they virtually decimated whatever opposition there was. Democracy is dead in Pakistan for all practical purposes. So in that sense, Imran Khan, the kind of street pressure he could mount in the past, he's not able to do it. He's also been incommunicado, in the sense that while earlier he could meet some of his lawyers, his family members. He can't even do that anymore, which is one of the reasons why these rumors are swirling around. Yes, I think not just Asim Munir, but even Shahbaz Sharif, who's a complete non-entity, a complete chapadasi, would also like to see the end of Imran Khan. I think the People's Party would be more than happy to see Imran in the grave, because that kind of opens up the politics for them. So having said that, will they actually carry out some kind of an assassination? Look, this is Pakistan we are talking about, so you can't entirely rule it out. But look, one possibility is, and again, this is a very, very long shot, something which happened with Nawaz Sharif. When the regime at that point of time, that time it was Imran Khan in power, they thought that, okay, we've done enough to Nawaz, we've kind of decimated him right now. We need to send him out so that the politics opens up, send him in exile. So they created this whole thing that Nawaz is very unwell, he is probably about to die, that his treatment cannot be done in Pakistan, that he needs to be sent abroad for treatment. So they created that entire, the paperwork. They carried out blood tests, which are all fake, as it turns out. And they ensured that he was sent into exile on compassionate grounds, or at least for medical treatment. Something similar might be underway as far as Imran Khan is concerned, which again is a little doubtful, because Imran Khan is unlikely to keep quiet the way Nawaz Sharif kept quiet. Imran Khan, even if he's sent into exile, he'll be able to marshal his support base against the regime. So they can't send him into exile. Sending him into house arrest is again not a possibility, because he will have access to people. So even that's out. But the fact that for weeks now, nobody close to Imran Khan has been able to meet him, not his family, not his lawyers, not the chief minister of the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province. And this is despite court orders asking for allowing these people to meet Imran Khan. The jail authorities have simply said, we will not allow you to meet. So courts in any case don't matter in Pakistan anymore. They never did really. But it's natural for then rumors to start swirling around, that is Imran Khan all right? Is his health okay? Has he been beaten up in prison? Has he been assaulted out there? What is wrong with him? Has he, God forbid, has he been killed by some overzealous jailer or by the dirty tricks department of the Pakistani state? And if anything has happened, then, the climate of suspicion, the distrust of the state, the Pakistani state, among the people is such that even if something has happened out of natural causes, because let's not forget, Imran Khan is not exactly a very young man. He might look very, very fit and healthy, and I'd love to be like him. But the fact of the matter is, he's on the wrong side of the 70s. So he's not a young
Sushant,
man.
just to stay on, I want to come to the other story also. And frankly, I think that's probably the more material story, because both the Afghanistan, Taliban and Pakistan could be on the brink of war, if not already at war, because on the 25th of November, Afghanistan accused Pakistani forces of launching both aerial and drone strikes inside Afghan territory, particularly in the eastern provinces. The allegation is at least 10 civilians have been killed in those air attacks. Pakistan's military immediately denied targeting civilians, saying that its operations were aimed at terrorists of the Taliban-Pakistan, the TTP. But Kabul is looking for retribution and has vowed that it will retaliate. Will this spiral now into a full-blown war between these two countries? Here's what has happened so far in these last 3 or 4 days, and why this could potentially blow up into another big conflict in South Asia.
Tensions flared between Afghanistan and Pakistan, with the Taliban accusing Pakistani forces of deadly airstrikes in eastern Afghanistan, which killed 9 children. The bombardment followed a series of recent attacks in Pakistan by militants that Islamabad said came from Afghanistan. Last month, dozens of people were killed in fighting between the South Asian neighbours. It was their deadliest confrontation since the Afghan Taliban seized power in Kabul in 2021. Islamabad said its patience had snapped after an upsurge in attacks since the 2021 takeover by Pakistani militants based in Afghanistan. The Taliban administration in Afghanistan denies this and says they do not allow Afghan soil to be used against other countries. Both sides struck each other and claim to have inflicted the most damage. Among Pakistan's targets, according to security officials, was the head of the Pakistani Taliban militant group. It is not clear if he survived. A group called Taliban-Pakistan was formed in 2007 by Pashtun jihadist groups, adopting al-Qaeda's radical ideology. It has carried out major attacks across Pakistan, fought alongside Afghan Taliban, and now mainly targets Pakistani security forces. Pakistan initially welcomed the Taliban's 2021 return, but now accuses them of sheltering TTP leaders, as well as separatists, Baloch insurgents in Afghanistan. A ceasefire was signed in Doha in October, but negotiations ended without a long-term deal after Kabul failed to commit to action against militants sought by Islamabad. The Afghan Taliban says it cannot be expected to guarantee security in Pakistan. Pakistan also says India, its long-standing adversary, is working with Afghanistan to support the militants. New Delhi denies the claim.
Now, the biggest problem between these two Islamic countries, Muslim-majority countries, is the Durand Line. It's a British-drawn line. Afghanistan rejects this 2,640-kilometer border between Afghanistan and Pakistan. This was established in 1893 by Sir Mortimer Durand of the British Indian government at that time and Amir Abdur Rahman Khan of Afghanistan. However, the Durand Line cuts through large parts of Pashtun homelands and a bigger part of Pashtun-speaking areas which lie in Pakistan. So the Pashtuns have been divided right down the middle through this Durand Line. This division of the Pashtun people and their communities has made it a source of long-standing tensions between Afghanistan and Pakistan. In fact, every year, up to 1 million refugees cross over either from Afghanistan into Pakistan, or when the weather gets better, then they cross back into Afghanistan. And this whole refugee problem has also been a sticking point between these two countries many times in the past as well. I want to go across to Sushant Sareen, who's joining us. So this is, again, the other big story, perhaps even the bigger story than Imran Khan, this tensions between Taliban and the Pakistan army. It was brewing for a while now. There are now reports of heavy artillery being moved to about 5 or 6 locations along the Durand Line. What do you think the next step will be? Will there be a full-blown war between the Taliban and Pakistan?
Look, in a manner of speaking, they're already in a state of war. Virtually they've all border movement has stopped, trade has stopped. The Pakistanis are trying to strangulate the Taliban government in Afghanistan to try and show to them the kind of power and leverages they hold. There is openly talk inside Pakistan of orchestrating another regime change, which means pitting Afghanistan into yet another civil war. So all of this is happening. Within Afghanistan, the sentiment against Pakistan has reached a peak. Now, will this become an open kind of a war where one state invades the other one? I don't know. Maybe I hope that the Pakistanis try it. They will then learn the limits of their own power. They're prancing around the world, acting as though they're some kind of a regional superpower. And the most powerful state in the Islamic world. I think they'll get their comeuppance if they were to try something as stupid as that. Maybe I don't think even the Pakistani Punjabi generals are that stupid, but who knows? Stupidity is limitless, really. So there is that possibility, but I would imagine that the relationship would remain extremely tense. The Pakistanis, even if they have to carry out punitive raids inside Afghanistan because they blame the Afghan government for TTP, but TTP is present inside Pakistan.
Yeah.
All these insurgent groups have their bases inside Pakistan, and there's enough evidence to suggest that they're operating pretty much freely. For example, in southern Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, the state's writ has stopped running. You don't have to take my word for it. Somebody who is from that region, Maulana Fazlur Rahman, has said it on a number of occasions that the state's writ simply does not run in Balochistan and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa or large parts of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa anyways. Okay. And that is on the Pakistani military. That is on the Pakistani security services on why such a situation obtains out there, even if supposing something was coming from Afghanistan. What prevents them from controlling it in their own territory? And they haven't been able to do it. So it's a very, very tense situation between the two countries. But my own sense is that I don't think they'll openly declare war, but it will be a warlike situation. It's a very tense and hostile border, and there'll be cross-border raids from both sides.
Okay, Sushant, thanks for joining us. We'll keep an eye out on what happens in that story, how it develops over the next few days and weeks. In fact, talking about an Afghan connection, on the eve of Thanksgiving in the United States, 2 members of the West Virginia National Guard were shot just blocks away from the White House after an exchange of gunfire. Complete chaos ensued on the streets, bang in the middle of the day. Other Guard members managed to subdue the suspect, and he's now been identified as an Afghan migrant, Rahmanullah Lakwal. He's a 29-year-old Afghan national who entered the United States under a Biden-era policy that allowed Afghans to move into the United States after it withdrew from Afghanistan in 2021. Immigration authorities had granted Lakwal asylum earlier this year. The US President Donald Trump has called this an act of terror, and he's called for a re-examination of every Afghan immigrant who's entered the US during Joe Biden's time.
Two National Guard soldiers were shot on Wednesday near the White House in what officials described as a targeted ambush. The 2 soldiers are members of the West Virginia National Guard and were part of a high-visibility patrol a few blocks from the White House. At a press briefing, Metropolitan Police Assistant Chief Jeff Carroll said that the shooting happened at around 2:15 in the afternoon.
It appears, like I said, to be a lone gunman that raised a firearm and ambushed these members of the National Guard, and he was quickly taken into custody by other National Guard members and law enforcement members.
Carroll said that after an exchange of gunfire, other National Guard troops were able to subdue the shooter, who is now in custody after suffering gunshot wounds during the attack. FBI Director Kash Patel said the 2 soldiers remain in critical condition. A Justice Department official said investigators identified the suspect as Rahmanullah Lakwal, a 29-year-old Afghan national from Washington state. The official said the attack is being investigated as an act of terrorism. Lakwal came to the U.S. in 2021 on a special visa program for Afghans who assisted the U.S. during the war and were vulnerable to Taliban reprisals after the U.S. withdrawal. But he overstayed his visa and is in the country illegally, according to the official. Donald Trump responded in a video posted on Truth Social.
As President of the United States, I am determined to ensure that the animal who perpetrated this atrocity pays the steepest possible price.
The U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services said late Wednesday that they have stopped processing all immigration requests relating to Afghan nationals, following further comments by Trump.
We must now re-examine every single alien who has entered our country from Afghanistan under Biden, and we must take all necessary measures to ensure the removal of any alien from any country who does not belong here or add benefit to our country.
Speaking to reporters, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said more troops would be deployed to Washington to, quote, secure the capital.
And that's why President Trump has asked me, and I will ask the Secretary of the Army, to the National Guard, to add 500 additional troops, National Guardsmen, to Washington, D.C.
National Guard troops have been in Washington since Trump deployed them in August, in the face of opposition from local officials and Democrats. Trump has repeatedly claimed crime has vanished from the Capitol because of the deployment, an assertion at odds with the police department's official statistics.
This is
सैल्यूट है जी। आप देश की रक्षा में जान लगा देते हैं और आप घर घर में तार लगाते हैं जी। ई बीम टेक्नोलॉजी से बनी, न जले न पिघले, सबकी रक्षा करे।
हम सरहद पर लोगों की रक्षा करते हैं और आप देश के अंदर। सैल्यूट तो बनता है जी।
अपार अणुशक्ति फायर प्रोटेक्ट वायर, अपार देश का तार।
Motorola Edge 60 Pro.
Hello, Moto.
Finessa windows. Beautiful and durable designs.
इंस्टॉलेशन से मेंटेनेंस की लाइफ लॉन्ग कस्टमर सर्विस। आपके घर में फिनेस्टा नहीं है तो कॉल कीजिए।
Find Finer Finesta.
The all-new Hyundai Venue. Take up, go beyond.
Hello, Moto.
The all-new Hyundai Venue. Take up, go beyond.
I killed my plants.
Ah, bummer. Try putting them in the shower.
On it. Am I supposed to be in the shower with them?
Definitely not.
The all-new Motorola Razr 60. Dangerously cool.
The all-new Hyundai Venue. Take up, go beyond.
Mlendu, your thoughts?
Okay, so fairly simple, Shivani. If there's so much that the government claims that they have done, what Tushar was talking about, there's a saying called Operation Successful, Patient Dead. The reality is that if so much has happened in terms of activity and intervention, and if still my AQI is 800 and 700 and 900, then there's something terribly wrong. That means that you haven't done enough, or you've actually pretended that you've done something while you have actually not. Reality is that imagine if 500 was the AQI yesterday in various places, even the government monitors, so-called tampered with and sprinkled water with, even they showed 400 plus AQI levels. Why should GRAP 3 be relaxed? When we talk about construction, by the way, GRAP 3 puts a ban on non-essential construction activities, not on essential construction activities. And tell me one thing, is the lung of your family member, tomorrow if your family member falls unwell or my family member falls unwell, should we go and tell them that, for the country to become one of the topmost GDP-led countries, let your lungs...
Mlendu, your thoughts?
Okay, so fairly simple, Shivani. If there's so much that the government claims that they have done, what Tushar was talking about, there's a saying called Operation Successful, Patient Dead. The reality is that if so much has happened in terms of activity and intervention, and if still my AQI is 800 and 700 and 900, then there's something terribly wrong. That means that you haven't done enough, or you've actually pretended that you've done something while you have actually not. Reality is that imagine if 500 was the AQI yesterday in various places, even the government monitors, so-called tampered with and sprinkled water with, even they showed 400 plus AQI levels. Why should GRAP 3 be relaxed? When we talk about construction, by the way, GRAP 3 puts a ban on non-essential construction activities, not on essential construction activities. And tell me one thing, is the lung of your family member, tomorrow if your family member falls unwell or my family member falls unwell, should we go and tell them that, for the country to become one of the topmost GDP-led countries, let your lungs suffer, let your lung not grow, let's have asthma, it's okay. Asthma is the price, can anyone on this panel ready to pay with cancer and with asthma, with stunted lungs, just because we want development in India's economy to grow?
No, but Vimlendu, real life issues.
Reality is that government after government, they have been treating the symptoms rather than the source. We need to understand that what is the source of the pollution. And that you will only come to know when you do not really shut down your air quality monitors at the peak levels of pollution, or you don't sprinkle water around air quality monitors. So as your
But we do know the sources of pollution, right? Vimlendu, we do know the sources of pollution. I want to understand from you, what are those three things, for example, that you think the government hasn't done or not done enough of?
I'll tell you. So first of all, we need to understand that it's not just Delhi that is polluted. 90% of Delhi's air is terrible, is poor, which means that it can't be one CM or other CM or one political party. It has to happen from the top. It has to happen from the Prime Minister's office. And it's already 10 years late for Mr. Modi, and it's perhaps 30 years late for India and the other Prime Minister that's been there. Because air pollution, MC Mehta case is an example.
Viewers, spare a thought for the people of Karnataka. Think about them. They voted in the Congress in the hope that it would work for the welfare of the people. Viewers, the voters of Karnataka gave the Congress 130 odd seats, a huge number. Clearly they were tired of the BJP and they really wanted to give the Congress a mandate, a clear one, so that the Congress could work efficiently, effectively to deliver them the guarantees that were promised. But what did they get instead? An unseemly, almost intractable personnel feud. Mind the pun, not just a personal feud, but a personnel feud in government over posts and powers and private interest at the cost of governance. The state's infrastructure is crumbling. Its capital and #1 city needs urban renewal and unprecedented makeovers. I'm not saying this, viewers. The citizens of Bengaluru are saying it themselves. Ask Kiran Majumdar-Shaw. Ask Mr. Mohandas Pai. Ask several others who have even met DK Shivkumar, who invited them to give suggestions. In fact, he recognizes and acknowledges that there is an infrastructure bottleneck in Bengaluru, that traffic doesn't flow, that the state of the streets is much to be desired. There's nothing happening, viewers. Why? Because the top chieftains are distracted. The chief minister is looking over his shoulder at his deputy, DK Shivkumar, who is wanting to take over the top job, citing a rotational arrangement allegedly blessed by the Gandhis. And he's talking about it. He's actually saying that you must keep your word and this and that. He's hinting, he's making all sorts of roundabout commentary. And viewers, think about this too. If, for a moment, there was some sort of a power sharing agreement, should it have been kept secret? Should the voters not have been told in the very beginning that, look, you might be voting for Siddaramaiah, but after 2.5 years, there's going to be a new man. So consider that also in the back of your head. That would have been perhaps the most honest thing to do. But viewers, with the feud now spilling over into the public domain, with leaders openly jousting, the High Command has been called to intercede and make a choice. But it isn't an easy one.